Tonight we're looking at the next one in Koto Ryu called Kata Maki, which means one arm wrap, one arm coil. In terms of Koto Ryu kata, I believe is a little bit harder, all right, because there's some precision in the angle and the geometry. So Adam's coming in with this right, blocking off that first one. As that second one comes in, I'm blocking off, but I'm also pushing him out to the side. No, I'm not right here. I'm here, kind of moving him off to the side. We'll talk about that hand later, okay? From here, I'm gonna move straight in. As I move straight in, I'm gonna wrap and pull that arm up, okay? I'm gonna cheat step with this Bujinkan here. I'm gonna backward Yoko Ruki because I'm in the way right now. He doesn't have a hold to fall in. Okay. So just throw it, lock, here, here. Move in, capture, cheat step, down. You can go down to the knee if you want. That's perfectly fine. Bring him up. This shot gets him off balance. I'm in the way. He wants to fall where this foot is, my right foot. So I remove it out of there. Oh. I have to create the hole for him to fall in. Any type of lateral screws it. This is, I think, a little bit different. You will see similarities to Hoteki in the arm position that the person has, but it's a lot more complex movement. And that's why you see this isn't a windy rotation. This is a straight
line. That's why I wasn't doing it right.
And this is, so don't think of this as wind then. Yeah. Think of this as a reposition over to here.
It's like Earth.
Yeah. You'll see people teach this differently. And I honestly think the reason people are teaching this differently is because they don't necessarily understand what's really going on. And we'll look at that kind of alternative version that you may see out there a lot.
Yeah, and then you just do whatever you want. Yeah, you still have from there.
Yeah, there you go. That's
awesome. Really
yeah, you do. Yeah, you almost want to pull your hips back.
See a lot of people teach. And this can be legitimate, you know, because they have pulled the arm back. The angle is not quite right. You'll see that this is pretty precise to be here and to get that wrap, to get them like that. The more common thing you'll see is like someone coming in here, someone coming in here, and then they'll get this. They'll get more of that. They'll get more of that aspect. All right, and then from here, it's actually easier because he's already half back. It's more simpler that way because I don't need this to offset them. Once I've seen and have taught and have shown me, and even watching Asumi do it, he's getting this. All right, so in my mind, the Grandmaster's showing that one. That's probably the right one. He also does, and it actually opens up in a lot of other variables. It opens up a great Yoko Nagara. Really, really, boom. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's gross. We're not gonna do it. All right. Maybe I'll show it later in a second. All right. So again, so now here, 1, 2. So now I'm kind of a little bit more covered. I'm not out here like this. I'm kind of more covered. And as I come in, I'm here. I wrap it up this way. And then sink over. They'll go down faster. It's because of the technique is they'll want to get to here, they'll get this, and then they'll go to here and then try to pull the person around. It's gonna be a lot tougher. So 1, 2, 1, 2, here. I'm going that way backwards in front of him. Okay? And because of that, I open up 180 degrees worth of rotation. So go in front of them backwards a little bit. Those are the kind of two major classical versions that I see. Does anyone want to see do the throwing at him yet? Or is that gonna be later? What? So some of the other alternatives that we can look at is just here, all right? And so I'm gonna do this from more of a Taijutsu standpoint where I'm gonna keep this cover up a little bit more. I'm not gonna go like this and threaten that opportunity, okay? So as we do that, I'm gonna have my hands up, I'm gonna get a little more behind him. And as I come to this, I'm gonna check that hand as I come into here. So now I got my cover, all right? Now note, I'm grabbing onto my own arm, turning his head to make the shoulder that punch even worse, okay? And then, so all I'm doing differently here is I'm keeping that cover up a little bit more in front of me, okay? As I come forward, I'm going to come forward with this hand. And then get the wrap on the, which protects me from the other one. So I'm not coming forward now with this side and leaving this open. Historically bad idea. I'm coming forward with this side and then wrapping him up into here. Another alternative. So this would be the, I think, the easiest one of all. 1, 2, wrap.
Oh. It's almost like Moteki again.
Now I can do this with the straight arm, where I move in and I get that straight arm and do it that way. Okay? Which is gonna snap his arm. I can do it with the musha. Be light, let it out. Don't follow them. It looks like that you'd want to go like this. And you can. Just makes it a little more difficult. I'm here. I'm actually in a pretty good spot. I'm gonna step out this like, whoosh. This one. Instead of pulling him over with this side, which is a lot of weight on it. Right, but they're kind of competing, right? Arden's arm, my arm, got all the arms here. There's a lot of force here. Trying to work with force is very tough. All right, but it only works right here. Just doing the weight shift. Or somebody who's smaller, right? I mean, if Lynn's gonna deal with Arden or Adam, anybody bigger than her, she's not gonna take on their chest, right? I'm not, you know, if I'm Lynn, right? I can't take on all this. I can take on this though. I can do this very easily. All right, and so now we're using one part of the body to control the rest. And the great thing about it too is she's controlling it with one side. She still has all this to do as she goes. Okay, that makes sense. So another one that we can do on this too, we'll practice this slow because it's very, very tough to. It's a hard ending. It's a hard ending. So we're gonna practice this slow. Okay. So here comes the first 1, 2, here. I'm gonna step out, roll here, this way before I hit him. Oh, all right. So that's why we're going slow. Now I can do this with the straight arm version too. Yeah. Here. Whip him around into the Bujinkan. And back down. Yeah. So as he starts to go, instead of trilling, I'm actually gonna step up and start moving him around. Right into that shot. Okay. And it may just happen that way, right? Maybe we get in here and I start doing this and he starts moving up. Okay, fine, keep going. Keep doing it, right? I can just pull him right around that arm and he'll follow. All right, once you can control the shoulder, on a person, you really have the rest of their body. It's very closely connected to their spine, which is connected to their hips. I don't know if you knew that. All right, so if I can just even control his shoulder, I can do a lot of amazing things with him. And I don't have to control it a lot. But if I control the wrist, I have to get that lock, get that lock, get that lock to get it all the way there. And it's usually harder to do it with one hand. But if I can get it to here, not difficult. Not hard to control them. And I still have this side free to do things. This is why it's great for small people. Because you can get in, not just hug this thing and just do damage. Okay? In the original, we were here, right? I said be very small. Now I'm saying be very big. Okay? But it's the rotation is doing it, and where the rotation's happening that is changing these two techniques. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2. We're not going to do this one, just me and Adam. You're very light on it, buddy. Okay. You're going that way. All right, so we can loose on me. Okay. Whoa. And there's the Yokonaga. Okay. Obviously, I would smash that arm with every ounce of hatred that I had in Adam at that point in time. We're just taking that what you were just doing before, this way, and putting it that way. One of the other focuses on this, start from a grapple, please. For a smaller person, you're starting like here and you're dealing with all this. Well, how do I get out into this, just this one arm? Right? How can I make this work? You can get into this from here. We're gonna go in here and going around. I'm gonna just shove myself right back into it. So now I have a little thing. Okay, again. Okay, now this is positioning. Okay, so if I'm here, I'm gonna wrap like I was doing before, but Adam's still grabbing onto me. Okay, so stepping across this isn't gonna be beneficial. He still has too good a grip on me. As I go into, I'm gonna drive this into his chest, particularly. All right. From there, I'm gonna hold this part of my body, and I'm gonna step back. This is very similar to an armbar on the ground, right? You have an armbar and you pull it back. He can hold me here, no problem. This is gonna be very difficult to bicep from my whole body going backwards. Pushing into this, stepping out. Have it. Okay. But try to hold it. Ooh. Oh, he walks right into it the harder he tries. Think of it as two ways. If you want to do the Mushadori version, just put a fist in there. He's gonna muckle on. I'm gonna push in on this and step back. Okay, so now I have this to go into, or I have this to go into. If you want to get the straight arm, here, come back, shakoken. Now I get the straight arm. This is, I think, very handy for people who are small and getting grappled, because they don't think they want to duck and deal this, and it's too much. But you can put your 105 pounds on just this part of his body, just working this muscle with a relatively good success. And you know what to do from there. But what if I'm the bigger person in the altercation? You could be here, you know, but maybe I don't like it. Maybe it's just me. I realize like that's gonna be weird. Fun. Take it this way. Get the musha this way. Okay. Left line. Right? Same thing. Do it all night. Okay? Same deal. So all I'm doing is, now I'm going to be on the other side of him. So instead of being in this side and coming up this way, as this comes in, I'm coming this way. Turning this down so I can still get that lock. I get that wrap on that arm. Right? And then it's from here, it's the same footwork as we've been doing. Grab, and we're going to do it like we originally did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're grabbing here, where the person comes up and they get it this way. Right, and they step in and they throw the person. It's fine if you can pull it off. The problem is she has to hold on. If we do this, and as I go to do this, she just lets go.
Yeah.
I mean, I can obviously beat her with the stick, you know, but I don't control her as much because I don't have control of that grab. The other one, when she punches, stuff like I have control over both pieces better. That's what you have to watch sometimes. Like, okay, what are they? If you're watching somebody do a video, all right, on this art, and granted, there's a lot of great stuff out there, and there's some other stuff that it's good for training purposes only. But if you look at it from a self-defense standpoint, you realize, what does the uke need to do in order to make that happen? Okay? And if the uke has to do something that doesn't seem right, or is an easy get out, you have to remember that. You have to watch for that. All right? What are the odds that that person is going to do this? Okay? That's why I don't, one of the reasons you'll see, 1, 2. Adam's never going to stay there that long. He's just not going to stay there that long. So this is where the classical is kind of, you know, he's relying on him to stand like this for a heartbeat. You know, I don't think he's going to do that. I think as this is coming out, I block this first one, I get the second one, Adam's going to be kind of coming like that one. Great. That's where I can get in. And that's where this comes in. Right? So you got to remember, like, okay, what does the uke have to do to make that happen? If it's something that's not realistic, then just file that away as you're looking at it. Kind of standing maybe jarring. maybe a couple little things, but no big attack has come in, right? But he's got his hands up, I got my hands up, stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't know if I want this guy swinging at me. You know, my ex is over there. I kind of gotta, get in there early. My only option is to get in there early. Does that make sense? I'm not saying please do this to the next person you see on the street, but there are some situations where getting in there first is the best thing. Good offense is a good defense kind of thing, right? So we're here, we're jarring, stuff like that. Okay, we can wrap right up into this. As I move his head off the side, this other hand's coming inside. Capture that arm. So I'm blocking this too. Okay, wrapping this like we have. I can go back into this and break him down that way. We could just do the Mushidori, take him down that way. We could do the original and go back this way. So he's got me here. He's rearing up, and this is gonna be the thing. I need him to kind of do this himself a little bit, because there's no way that if he's down here that I'm gonna push this arm straight. It's just not happening. Can I give him a little pain through it? Yeah. Yeah, I could, but it's gonna be a little uglier. So he may be here. I mean, kind of poke him in the eye, get him to go out. He's giving me this. All right. From here, I'm going into the wrap that we've had. Okay. Now, if he's grabbing me on the shoulder, even here, I'm going into this wrap here. All right. I want you guys to come on this side. Okay. So I have the original wrap. All right. Now, I can, from here, depending on the leg distance and stuff, I may just decide to take him right down with this here. Okay. Problem is, he's on my bottom leg. Okay. That's not that big a deal, because I'm going to remove him from it in a second. As I pass this hand out and turn it this way to pull the arm back, I'm going to sneak this foot here, which now frees this leg. Okay. And I'm rotating this back as far as I can as my hips are going forward. And I would do that with everything I have. Okay? So you can see you have a bad view. So Arden's here. He's grabbed. Wrap this. Okay? I've kicked this out. All right, so we've got down here. Luckily, I got him in a move shot. All right, just a straight arm. Here, he's laying on this foot. That's a problem. I can still poke things out. He's not out of the fight yet, but he's close. Because if I snap this, he's probably gonna roll off and I can kick him, and that's fine. But I'm here. I'm moving out to then kick his face up. Sorry, put your glasses. Okay. Having this hand come in front, moving him up. So I can now get this out. This is now here. Now on the back of his head, this is being turned as far as it can this way. As my hips are going forward. And that would just be, technical term is gross. Okay. Anybody want to see it again? Feel it?
It needs to see it.
Sure, come over. I'm on over. Okay, so let's go this way. Yeah. Okay, so I'm coming up, getting into here, getting that straightened out. Okay, moving out here, kicking this leg out, and proceeding to come this way. Okay, it's tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're on my leg. That's a problem. Now, don't worry, I can just kick and break everything. Break a lot of things, and I'm happy with that. I'm gonna pass this out so I can kind of lean back a little bit. Sneak this outside of your head.
Yep.
Pick you up. Clear the leg. Twist and up. I think you see that's not gonna feel good.
Nope.
Okay. That was Kata Maki. All right. Katamaki. Maki. Think of like one arm wrap, like a maki, like maki. Yeah. Exactly. Some people spell it in two words, Kata Maki. Some people will spell it as one word, Kata Maki. One arm wrap, one arm coil, one arm coil wrap. Koto Ryu, which is one of those deceiving Koto Ryu that looks like it's very windy and very roundy. But it's really not. As you see, it's very linear. The changing of directions is very linear. The placement of that wrap under the arm for the straight arm, or over here for the Mushidori, are both legitimate. I find this one to be a lot harder, but also like a lot. If you can get it, man, ooh, it's nasty. nasty. And then the aspect of creating a hole, which we really didn't get into a ton. I wish we could have had more time on that one. Is I need to create a hole for that person to fall into. All right, we can take that and put that in tons of places. Just like the case, any wrist lock, anything like that. We got to create the hole for them to go down into, right? Because we're kind of in the way, you know. And that once we have that wrap, they want to fall this way. Lateral movement screws. So maybe next time we do this, we'll talk more about that. I really wanted to get the aspect of how can we, the smaller person aspect of how can they control a body by controlling the arm. Plus, give you some weapon aspects of it, some ground aspects, some offensive aspects, some taijutsu aspects of it that you can look at. But for the smaller person, not to be able to wrestle up top, be able to manipulate the person with just that one arm and be able to throw them around and get it back, I think is super, super cool.